Greetings everyone, welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve. We're back in the spare bedroom in the apartment where we're currently housing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles LE from Stern. This is going to be part 2 of the series, and it's going to be the cabinet. It's going to be the first time since I've set it up, which has been a few weeks, that I've actually really looked inside and behind the glass. There has been modifications done to it, which evidently I and Eddie from PinballLEDs.ca have actually did before to show how on a Spike 2 game you can get more voltage with a buck converter to add your mods, especially the lit mods, because the new Stern games, Spike 2, will only allow a very limited amount of extra voltage for any type of modification, both lighting and otherwise. So we're going to look around that. We're going to look behind the back glass in the head. We're going to open the playfield. I've never done it before. We're going to look inside. There's a few things that came with the cabinet as well, a few things I want to mention of what's coming up, and also just look inside it and the serial number and whatnot. So I'm going to pick you up in just a moment. We'll turn the game on and let's look in to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles LE from Stern. So before I turn the game on, I'm going to show you behind the glass. It's going to be the first time, like I said, I'm going to be opening it by myself. Eddie and I, a few videos in the past last year, ended up doing the speakers and showing how the buck converter, which ups the amount of amperage that you can get from the Spike 2 systems. You can add more mods, but this is going to be the first time I got the keys from the coin door. This is going to be first. So, ooh, that's tight. It's tight in there. So this is how it opens. It's very different than before. So it opens just like that. There's these two I guess metal wire forms that are holding it. And then here's the back glass, which again we have to be a bit careful because it is mirrored, which we'll see later on when we turn the game on. Give me one moment. So now that the back glass has been taken out, let's take a look in the back of a new Stern game, which is so much more simplistic. As you can tell, I've been modding my Bram Stoker's Dracula, and what a night and day difference. These modern games are very minimal when it comes to logic. Like, look at this board. Compared to everything else, tiny. Has its display and the stickers there. Okay, that is the power supply then, I assume. And this is the buck converter. So if you don't know what this is Eddie sells this, PinballLEDs.ca, it's in the description. It gives you more amperage. You can add more stuff. There's the lighting kits. Eddie has neatly tucked it away. I'm going to do this later when I kind of get my own chance to do this. But yeah, it looks really good. Eddie did it great. Beautiful speakers, which is part of the LE experience, that you get nice beautiful Kenwood speakers. I know you can add them on your own later, but it is nice that it comes with it. So that is pretty much very simplistically the behind the glass of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles LE, and this is obviously where the LCD goes instead of the original DMD display. These are a LCD. So let's put the head back. We're going to go around the cabinet, and then later we'll open up the playfield and see what's underneath. So I've now put the back glass back on. Why don't we take a look at the game? So let's start at the back glass. This is the LE, so it has the mirroring in the back glass, which is really cool. Similar to my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Data East, what I have folded right there, there's a lot of nice mirroring. I, at first, liked the Pro back glass first, even though it's a translit. This one is mirrored, and you know what? The more I look at it, the more I like the LE because it has a lot of the characters. Plus, I love the mirroring. Look how cool this is. So my camera light is reflecting the mirroring of Michelangelo, where you can actually see it on the cabinet. How cool is that? So really, really cool back glass. I love that. Again, LCD screen. I'm going to take the glass off in a moment. The LE has the factory powder coat green. A little bit of shimmer of yellow in there, it looks like, or kind of like a gold shimmer to it. Going down the front of the cabinet, same. The legs are all the same, powder coated the same. I have added the yellow leg protectors that I got from Eddie as well. Same website below. It's kind of cool because the artwork is different on all the models. This one has the 4 turtles in the raincoat or trench coat, and then that's when Raphael, a la #1, the movie, when he's fighting Casey Jones. Another thing, if you don't know, especially for Canadians or Americans watching, for the keen eye, you would tell this is an American game. And the reason I know that is the 2 telltale signs are as follows. First off, a Canadian game would not have quarters because of the currency in the dollar. The American dollar is stronger at the moment anyways. It's 25 cents. A Canadian game you can tell because normally it says loonies and toonies, which is our $1 and $2 coin. Secondly, you would know it's an American game because it has the black plug instead of the tournament button. You know that it's an international or a Canadian game when it has stock by factory, the tournament button. Now, truth be told, I know what it does, but I don't think I've ever played with it as far as used its features, but it looks cooler than just a black plug, to be honest. So if you ever get a game, you would know it's Canadian if it's there, because the rules and the laws in America, apparently there are some states that have outdated, I think if I'm not mistaken, like anti-gambling or potential like organized crime or some sort of like old school rules that they don't allow loitering, and a specific amount of games is considered an arcade and not allowed in certain urban settings. I read about it once on Pinside. It was kind of neat. So that's very interesting. Anyways, let's move forward. So we'll see what we're going to do here. I don't know yet. We'll see. The cool thing about this is, there's the lollipop rails, which is cool. So then any finger wear won't be there on the art. Hopefully it doesn't get away with the powder coating. The cool thing, again, this is the Turtles in action. Mike's eating a pizza, April's driving, and then Leo's holding the pizza and whatnot. So really cool. These hinges were made by our buddy Ron. He does a great job on them. I'm going to tinker with them and just see how it's going to go with the game, but it looks really neat, all lit up. The back, if you aren't aware, if you're new, this is my my newest Stern and newest game for sure. Normally it would, like this plug is like a computer power supply. Let me open this. It's like a kind of computer one where you can take it out. I think this is ugly. Now I have to clean that up. There's just there's some gunk from the glue. Anywho, so that I think it looks ugly, to be honest. I would like it always at the bottom. First of all, it gives you more slack. But again, I don't make the rules, so it doesn't really matter, really. The cool thing about this is at first I'm like, it's kind of silly, but now taking apart games and whatnot, it's more convenient that the bolts are in the back. So then you don't have to go in the back glass to fold the game. So I give Stern that. At first I thought, more cheap in cuts, to make things cheaper. I actually kind of like that. You can now fold it without going in the head and screwing them around with any of the wires. So that is the back of it. There is the serial number as well. I'll have in the description. All right, North America. That's when the game was made. Birthday is June 26, 2020. If it's your birthday, leave a comment in below. I'll say happy birthday to you if that is your birthday. Next side, it's different. I love this. It's 2 different sides. Zombie Yeti art. Jeremy did a great job. There's the Technodrome. This is kind of like the bad side or Dimension X side. Bebop and Rocksteady are... I had this toy when I was a kid. You guys have that? When I collected the Turtles figures as well, I had this toy. I remember my younger brother and I used to wrestle, and I would smash him over the head with it. Yeah, well, it shows. So this is the side art. If he's not watching, but it'd be funny if he was here. He would understand. Beautiful side art, very cool. Love the artwork. I have to be honest. When I first saw, I'll get into it in the memories later, in part 4. But when I saw the game, I'm like, the artwork's a little too, Nickelodeon for me, a little too kiddie. But it's actually grown on me, and there's a reason. So let's look at the coin door before we take the glass off. And initially what's here. So when you open the coin door, there are the keys for the back glass. and nicely labeled there, which is pretty cool. Never used to be like that. It's nice and neat. Again, these are definitely American coin mechs. And let's look. So there are some things in the coin box. Let's open. We're going to do that last. Let's take the glass off and see what the playfield has and the features of the LE compared to the others. And also then we'll lift the playfield and see what's under. And it's going to be my first time. So I've just taken the glass off, and why don't we just show you what it looks like and a closer look at the playfield. Very cool. You have the Turtles van, and that's where a lot of the multi-balls are stored. So you would shoot it, you would make a shot, and it would be it gets ball locked there, which is kind of neat, physical ball lock. And then when it's multi-ball, the van door opens, and then it spills out the balls, which is kind of cool. Pretty loaded playfield. That's the Krang. These are on the Premium in LE, where he goes up and down and lights up and he talks to you. Right there on the pop bumper, which is neat. Later, the wire form will now make the glider, the Raphael glider, where when you press the button here, it would move it. So it's a diverter. So then if you have to make shots and you have to divert the ball to whatever flipper, you can make that choice. Now, currently, that's not working on the game. We're going to get into that later when we start to kind of mod it and take a closer look. Not a big deal breaker right now because it's not that big of a feature, but I definitely want it to work, especially if that is the main reason why the LE and the Premium have existed, because again, it has more features. So it's unfortunate it doesn't work, but we'll get it working, that's for sure. Right on pin side, the fixes. Again, beautiful artwork, like I was getting at. Like I said, when I first saw it, I'm like, it's very kiddie. I wanted it as a darker artwork, as far as more mature, exactly similar to Deadpool. I wish it was a little more gritty, a little more adult. But the truth is, when I looked at my Turtles Data East, which a lot of people call it a dog, but it's my first and I love it. Now people are messaging me saying they kind of want to give it a shot and buy it. And I'm like, no, too late. But I wouldn't anyways. I'm not selling it. So it actually has darker artwork. And it was more based on the movie, where this one is based on the lore of both the comics, well, I'd say more the TV show than anything. But it's beautiful. You know, the more I look at it, and because there's a lot of diverse people that will be eventually playing with me in my collection, it's nice. And I know I have a lot of, nieces and nephews, and it would be nice for them to play. But I actually like it. The limited edition is signed by John Borg. So that's kind of cool there. And these light up. Now, Eddie makes these. They're lit up as well. They're not connected at the moment. During shipping, I guess, one of the matrix plugs came off. And also the trough. So I do like the original, so these are probably going to go. I don't know yet. Anywho, the LE and Premium are an 8-ball game. There's a few modes that have, if I'm not mistaken, an 8-ball multi-ball, which is insane. I could be wrong, though, or maybe I can't remember now. Again, I barely played the game. I've been so busy. So that's a look at the playfield. Already has the bubble there to check the pitch. But the inner arc, the LE and the comes with the inner art blades as well, already factory done, which is great because the less I have to touch this, the better. So beautiful inner art blades there. Very, very nice. And again, it's cool because it's different. Kind of like that, how it's different artwork. Again, beautifully done. Great continuity to the game. I love it. So looks really, really cool. Again, I have some mods coming. We'll talk about it just a bit later on. Let's now open the playfield, take the balls out. Of course, or lift the playfield, I should say, and let's look underneath. So I've just lifted the playfield, and they're a lot lighter than I'm used to because I just hold it from the back, and it actually came off the rails for a sec. So I've just literally lifted it above because it has a handle right there. So that's a bit surprising. I guess I'm so used to just such a heavier playfield. So that was interesting. So this is in the cabinet. Now that extra wiring is Eddie's through the buck converter. It's actually a transformer, and it gives more power. As you can see, these those extra red and black cables are for the lighting. So Eddie's neatly, when we did this, tied it in so it's out of the way. We're going to look at that later. This is inside the cabinet. The nice woofer there because it's the LE. Also has the shaker as well, LE. And it has the, still has stapled the original manual. Well, I'm going to take that out. Maybe I'll leave it. And so, I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably take it out later and we'll get the manual. What I might do is actually print. I have the file from Stern's website because I normally, like there's no, this is not even bound, which is very bizarre. And it's not color, which is stupid because inside this, it's black and white. On the website, it's color. And I'm going to change that. And what I might do also is I might edit the PDF and add the LE backglass instead of that's the premium, because the premium LED manual are the same because it's just cosmetic. And I want to color it, do it all color and also bind it. But that's later on. There is, again, serial number and whatever else. It's all there. Matching, of course it would be. Pretty straightforward. Again, very straightforward. Oh, another thing. If you're not used to the new Stern, see, back in the day they used to have there was a spring system that you'd have the lever and then you raise or you remove the lockdown bar. Well, on the new Sterns, it's like old school arcade. I was very used to this because almost all my arcade machines have this, where there's the two latches. So if you're ever curious how to do that, you would just remove the latches. And that is inside the cabinet. Then I'm going to show you the extras that came with it and what's in the coin box. Before I show you what's in the coin box and whatnot, I forgot to tell you that a lot of the games now are, because toppers are so popular, preset with modding the game intentionally. So you see these screws here, and you see this black plug similar to the one on the front of the cabinet. This is deliberate because if you get the topper, which Turtles has one, you'd put the two cords down there, and then you would just screw it down with these, seems to be 8 screws. So there's a reason why they're here is because they're deliberate for the official Stern topper. Or I guess if you ever wanted to do your own, you can run the lines, which are again deliberately, you just pop that off and you would put the wires down. So let's take a look now at the what's in the coin box. So here's what's in the coin box. The original owner, I think, removed a few little warning labels and whatnot, but no matter. I think Eddie left this in here because he's bought a new few games, and I don't think the Stern Insider in 2020 they were advertising yet, but I could be wrong. Either way, that's what it is. Next, it seems like there is an extra plastic. It looks to be a keychain and a Stern sticker there, which I'm not sure where that goes. I was thinking, I'm going to do a little research, that it maybe goes here. I think it'd be kind of cool to just have it here. Very similar to where it says they're made in the USA, which I love seeing, by the way. I mean, I'm a Canadian, but man, do I love visiting in the US. Every American's been so good to me, man. Every time I go down, I love it. So yeah, I'm proud to say that it's also made in North America and that we're contributing to the economy there with very expensive toys to the chagrin of our wives, I assume. This was on the back, which protected the power, the plug. This is Eddie's. It's an extra transformer he left in there for me. These are the original apron scorecards, and usually like how much it is and like the rules. I'm gonna put these in. I like the original ones. This is for the coin box. I don't have the lid to it. The original owner, I think, took it off, and who knows. And then here is an SD card with the with the code, which that's kind of weird. Is this not supposed to be in the game? What the hell is this for? Don't you update it with a USB? Am I nuts? Why is this on here? I don't know what this is. I'm gonna do some research. You know what? I never even saw this until now. TMNT LE version 1. Okay, well that's original code. Am I nuts? I thought it was in the USB. Anyways, now I'm confused, but whatever. Original also got a spare glider from Stern because this one stopped working and this one has stopped working. So there has to be something that's off about it. And I know these are a bit problematic. I think something to do with the metal was too thick and you need a stronger servo motor similar to the RC cars. We'll get to that. And then pretty much what you're paying $2 grand for extra is this. It's again number 242, signed by Gary Stern. It'd be kind of cool to have this in a binder or up somewhere, but either way. So that's what the game has in the coin box. Not much. Again, the manual is stapled. We're going to get to that later. Lastly, let's turn the game off and just do a quick review, and then I'll say my goodbyes. So we're going to just about to now turn the game on. If you're not aware, the new Spike 2, I think that's when it started, has the power here instead of normally, which would be at the bottom of the cabinet for, you know, all these years. Now, again, these are Eddie's LED kits. These are the test one. He has new ones that has kind of the lip and the diffuser, so you don't see the LEDs. We're going to talk about that again in a later video. It's now loading up. Again, it takes a bit longer because now there's the LCD screen, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's see what version it has. I'll have to shift that down a bit. So version 1.41. I put the game ID there where it said LE242. It's in the menu. So that's the game lit up. If you don't know, you can go in the menu and lower or increase the GI or LEDs in the back glass. Whether it's when the game's being played, it usually sometimes dims it, so there's not as much reflection. I kind of like it. It's more the anti-reflective glass, so that's kind of what you pay for. And number two, I kind of like it lit up, so it matches the other games eventually that will be in the lineup. So that looks really cool. A lot of beautiful lighting. And again, more to come with a few of the mods coming. Looks beautifully lit up. I deliberately turned that off to start the game. Normally that would be flashing. I did it on purpose. I would rather just everybody press the start button. Like, again, a little old school of me, but so be it. I can always change it later. But it's a beautiful game. The more I play it, the more it grows on me. It's a very difficult and fast game. We'll get to that later on in the next videos. But very happy with it. It's now that, again, things have settled in my life, I can take time to really appreciate it. Because when I picked it up, the last video, it was a bit of an urgency, so I didn't have a chance to really appreciate it. Let me set you up, and I'll say my final goodbyes and what I have coming up. Well, there you have it. That was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles LE from Stern, and this was part 2 in the cabinet. So I just showed you in and out. If you ever get the game or looking to get one, or just curious how the new ones work compared to my other videos, because I have a JJP, I have a WPC, and I have older games, how different they really are and how that pinball has evolved over the years and how it's going to continue to evolve now with Stern Insider, JJP, Scorebit, and any type of online tournament. So it should be very exciting. Other than the pricing, which we understand is super high compared to what it used to be, I love the direction pinball is going. New people, new entrants. And if this helped you anyway, please let me know in the comments. If you have anything you need from me, any comments, questions, concerns, let me know. Always happy to help as much as I can. Please subscribe. I have more coming. Part 3 is going to be the game review. And we're going to go through the rules, the features, what changed as far as co-op play, and the difference between the Pro, Premium, and LED. So with that being said, it has been a pleasure like always. Thanks for checking out Top Tier, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.